Thank you for joining us for another edition of Honoring Black Women in Business. Today we're joined by Carina Glover of her headquarters. Carina, it's really good to see you today. Tell me a little bit about yourself and the name of your company.
Yeah, I am Carina Glover, the founder and CEO of Her Headquarters. Her Headquarters has been around for about 3 years now, and we are the brand partnership lifeline for women-owned businesses and their teams nationally. So what that means is that women-owned businesses across the U.S., they use Her Headquarters to discover their dream brand partnership opportunities. These are opportunities to partner on various projects, events, or campaigns that can help grow their business and maximize their exposure. But these partnerships are mutually beneficial, and they're partnering with other women-owned businesses, whether they are down the street or thousands of miles away. We launched in 2019. And to date, we have thousands of women-owned businesses on our platform, from startups to seven-figure companies, ranging from fashion industry to marketing to tech, PR, and everything in between.
That is awesome. So what inspires you to start your company?
So I would say the seed for Her Headquarters was actually planted back in 2013 when I launched my first business, which was an event planning company. At the time, I was very young, very inexperienced, naive, and to be honest, I had a little bit of an ego. And as different women across the city heard about me launching my business, so many opportunities to partner came about. You know, women were suggesting, hey, I offer this service. I would love to collaborate with you and help make your launch party a success. Or, you know, my company does this and we would love to collaborate with you on your event planning business for your launch. And I had this really detrimental mindset at the time, and that was I could be successful by myself, and I had something to prove even though it wasn't necessary. And so, stupidly, I turned down every single collaboration opportunity, and that backfired. The day of my launch party, I actually had a guest list of about, I want to say maybe 50 to 100 professionals that I wanted to have at that event, specifically potential clients. And I spent thousands of dollars, had spent so much time planning, and about 30 to 45 minutes into my party, realized that no one was showing up. And that was devastating because at the start of the day, I felt that this was about to be my big night, you know, my debut into the world as an entrepreneur, as this big event planner. And that was, I mean, I don't know why I was so humiliated because no one was there.
Right.
But, you know, I felt rejected, and I felt like a failure day one of my first attempt as a business owner. So I vividly remember crying on the bathroom floor, and eventually picked myself back up, and I analyzed what mistakes did you make that contributed to that outcome. And there was actually several mistakes, but if I had to pinpoint one, it was that I didn't have the courage to use partnerships to grow my business, and it backfired. And I felt that had I aligned myself with other businesses that were really invested in seeing my business grow and really wanted to be an ally, they could have spotted the red flags that was kind of telling of this event might not be what you think it's going to be. So let's go ahead and fix this and tweak this and let's do this. And I could have had a sold out event. And so I stayed the course of that business for another few years. Things did turn around. I ended up working with the Grammys and NFL Honors Awards, and I had a really successful business, but I felt very detached from it. And that entire time, over the course of 3 to 4 years, I always felt that I wasn't in line with my purpose and my calling, and that I was supposed to be working specifically with women-owned businesses. And I remember there being so many sleepless nights, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I could have just had the most successful event earlier in that day and a happy client, but I still felt like, yeah, you had that, but you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And one night, after praying, the vision of Her Headquarters came to me so clearly at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not someone who wastes time, so the very next day I took my website down. I didn't take on any more event planning clients, and within, I want to say, 6 to 9 months, I had kind of somewhat of a plan of how to launch this business, what to do first, and we ended up launching within about a year and a half later. It took a little bit longer than I expected. So now 3 years later, I gratefully have an amazing team. Again, we have thousands of users. I just secured my first venture deal, an investment for 6 figures that allows us to really scale the company.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we just have a lot on the horizon to essentially become the tool that women-owned businesses depend on for growth.
That is awesome. Yes, congratulations to all that. That's
Thank you.
amazing. What advice do you have for upcoming entrepreneurs?
Yeah, listen, I've learned so many things the hard way, and the number one piece of advice I would give, I'm going to give two, but the number one is to get a mentor. And I say that because you can learn in one conversation, if your mind and your heart is open to it, you can learn in one conversation what it took them months or years to learn the hard way. You get to skip the mistake, you get to, skip the wasted money and the wasted time and the poor relationships, and you can learn from them. So that's my number one piece of advice. In the right mentor, they can see your vision, but they also see where you are now and the value that you have to offer, and they are going to be an ally behind closed doors. They're going to help opportunities open up for you. They're going to be introducing you to people. They are going to be your professional number one fan. And then number two is that give yourself grace. I am so hard on myself. I feel like I sound like a hypocrite because I know how hard I am on myself. But I would say to give yourself grace, and on hard days when this didn't work out like you thought, or you took this risk and it didn't have the reward that you expected, remind yourself that, hey, I'm doing something for the very first time, and give yourself permission to make mistakes. Give yourself permission to learn, and give yourself permission to evolve and become better. Where you are now is not where you were last year, and where you are today will not be where you are 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You're going to continue to evolve, and evolving means acknowledging that what you have now is not perfect, but the journey is beautiful if you give yourself more grace, and you can enjoy it more.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for all those tidbits of nuggets of wisdom. And Ms. Carina, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.